it's Lo from Custom Creations by Lo. I hope you are all doing magnificent today. I have had a pretty nice day. It's been good weather, a little breezy, but not too bad. Do want to say a little something about my last video. I'm sure many of you noticed the ending and how quick it went. Well, let's just say that I had reached my patience level with YouTube. I had tried 3 times to try to upload that video. And because time was getting short, I didn't edit it the way I would like to try to do. So, if you ever see that happen again, that will be why. All in all, I think it was kind of funny, but some of you may not have. I do apologize for that. But I've had some responses from others that thought it, sorry, not my camera there, thought it was kind of funny. And yeah, so I was like, you know what, it is what it is. So we'll just go on. So we've got that out of the way. I've got several things here today that I'd like to do. I'm not going to try to make this video long. For some reason, my videos do run long. I hope you don't mind that. I hope you enjoy that. So bear with me. So the first thing I wanted to do is was testing a theory, and then we'll get into the bigger project. So I was wondering if you could brush on Litz resin glow-in-the-dark powders. I Googled it, and it said, well, the response, the outcome may not be what you're wanting, so it's best to mix it in the resin. But I thought I'd give it a try anyway. So what I did is I brushed it on this little dog key tag or cat key tag, whatever. Brushed it on, and then poured in some black Litz resin, UV resin, and cured it. From what I can see, let's see if we can get this out, and it is cured, that's why I don't have my gloves on. Hopefully there's no parts that I'm going to touch that will make me break out. If I do, then it's all my own silly fault. So, and this is a mold. It's just a little holographic mold. You can't really see the holographics in it, so it is very plain looking. You can see where I brushed the powder on. It's very flat. So let's see if it glows. Because if it does, and what I may do in the next test is put down a little bit of clear UV resin, cure it, then brush the powder on, and then put whatever I want on the back. Now, while that's charging up, I'll tell you what our big project is for today. I have only seen one other resin artist do this mold. As you can see, it's pretty large. It's a butterfly. Isn't he cute? He's got little dots on his body, and he's got his little eyes, and he actually has a smile on his face. I thought it was so cute. And she did it so well. And I've had this mold now for a couple good months. And I decided today that this is what I wanted to do. So that's why we're testing this theory about brushing the glow in the dark. Because these little spots that he has on his body, I would like to make those glow in the dark. And that's why we're doing this test. The powders we're going to use are going to be the Tune Pish Holographic Chameleon Mica powders. There is a turquoise pink. There is a indigo green fleck. This one is copper gold. This one is green mauve. This is purple magenta. And then this one is rose gold green. Now, some of you that watched my other videos probably have seen all these colors, because I did one of the like flat back turtle using every one of these colors, and it turned out gorgeous. So I want to use those, and then I want to see if this glow will work being brushed on. So let's get it out of the UV light. Let me check it, and then I'll decide from there. Now, it does glow. I think maybe it's glowing from where the UV resin is thinner, because it's around the edges. So I'm pretty sure. Let me see if I can charge it up real quick and show you, because it's kind of hard to do and keep it charged. It does glow, like I said, around the edges, and I don't know if that's just because I didn't, I got the powder on up to a higher level than the UV resin, because like I said, I didn't fill it completely. I didn't want to put a whole bunch in there and waste it, so I didn't fill it all the way up. So I'm thinking that's what's happened. So this is, well, see again, let me turn off this light. Hold on. Yeah, it's not going to show. Maybe if I do the light, y'all can kind of see the edges where it's kind of bluish green. But anyway, that's what I've been working on. So I think what I will do is I'm going to get the little caterpillar painted with the powders, and see if we can go ahead and do the spots with the UV resin and try not to dislodge them while. So I won't do the spots until I have painted everything up. So I'll show you what I'm going to do a little bit, and then I will go through a fast forward, because this is going to take me a while to paint. So I am going to see if we can peel back his head so I can get into his little eyes. I may put eyes, googly eyes in him after he's cured. I don't know yet, but I want to go ahead and get some color in there just because I'm not sure what we're going to do. So let me see if we can get that. Yeah, let's see if we can get this head to come pop out. There we go. We won't keep it out long because I don't want to mess the mold up. Ooh, his eyes went all the way down there. Goodness. Let's try this again, because I don't need, his eyes are down in here. So let me see what color I'm going to do those in. I think I'm going to do it in this, where's the green one? The indigo, nope, that ain't the one. The green mauve, just in case, like I said, we don't do googly eyes. I'm gonna put some gloves on so that I don't have a mess on my hands. Just putting the regular gloves on. I'm gonna, try to use those, and I'm not using UV resin, and keep the other ones, which are just a little more expensive. Not actually, they're not really a whole lot more expensive, but these do pretty good, for non-UV. All right, so I have a little micro brush here and a Q-tip that I'm going to try to put this paint in, or this mica powder into the eyes, so I don't, get it everywhere, because I don't want it everywhere. Isn't that pretty? Now, one thing I will say about these colors, they are from Toonfish. They are gorgeous, but they are expensive, and I don't want to waste it. Y'all know, you knew me, you know me. I done broke the top of the glove trying to get those fingers in there. Alright, so we'll try to get some off the top of the lid here first. Come here, little guy or girl. We're just going to try to get that into those eye holes. I'm sure y'all can't see that. Just dip my brush going in here. Make a mess, because that's what I do. Trying to get the sides of it, and the little brush keeps popping out. I just think this mold is the absolute cutest mold. And like I said, I've only seen one other resin artist make this. Now, I'm sure there's others that have, but I, myself, have only watched one video with somebody that's made this. So, that's my disclaimer, is that I'm sure others have made it. I just haven't seen it. Okay, let's go to the other eye. They're pretty deep little eyes too. I mean, they are going, you can see the end of the stick, they're going all the way up to there. So that tells you how deep his little eyes are. And then once we get it painted, I'll be mixing up Bond Crafter resin 1-to-1. I think this takes 10 ounces, so I'll be doing 5 and 5 of each. I will do that off camera because a lot of you have seen resin mixed up, and I will be putting it through the debubbler, and it can be kind of loud, so I will probably do that off camera. But I am going to be using black to fill him up. And hope he turns out really, really good. Give me a wipe here so I can clean up this mess that I've made. It's easy to clean up, I will say that. It's just, I don't want to keep the mold out of shape for too long, you know. And I did purchase this mold off of Amazon, so I will link it in my description box if I can. I'll make sure that it is still available. Speaking of my description box, I have 2 new affiliate discount codes for you guys. I have Rolio and Tea Expert. So if you use their products, check them out. Use my discount link so that you can get money off. And I believe that, I know the Rolio is 15%, and I think the Tea Expert is as well. That's just off my memory. So, yeah, go check them out. And again, while we're thinking and speaking of my description box, it has, you know, my coffee supporter, my shop in there. So if you like any of these products, go there, check it out. If you're interested in something you see that I've made, you can purchase it there. If you see something but you want it made a little differently or custom, you know, colors for you, you can contact me at my email address. It is also my description box. I do want to give a shout out to a new supporter that I received some support from. So thank you to her, and I will be posting her name at the end of the video, and we'll give her a proper shout out. All right, so I got his eyes done. I don't know how well it's going to work. I think I got one maybe better than the other. Let's see. See if I can get to it while it's not popped out. All right. I mean, there are some deep little eyes. Goodness. Like I said, if I don't get them fully colored in this way, then I can always paint them with a marker or do some googly eyes. All right. I think I'm going to start, guys. I think I just messed up. Those were not his, those were not his eyes I was painting. Oh my goodness, no wonder they're so deep. They're his little feelers or whatever they are. Oh my goodness. All right. I wondered why they were so deep. So, with that being said, you think about this for a second. How can I get to his eyes are, that is so not funny, so funny. I have to do his eyes a different color, I guess, now. But I should be able to get to those. That's just crazy. Craziness, Loretta, craziness. I know you guys saw that. Y'all should have told me that I wasn't doing his eyes. You're probably laughing and go, honey, that wasn't his eyes. That was his little feelers. What can I say? All right, what color do we want to do his eyes in? Let's do, I think we're going to do, nope. I really wanted that rose, that color we just had. So I guess I'll do the rose green. I'm going to try using this little Q-tip since it's not really overly deep. I probably should have done that with the ears. Goodness. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see. May have to get a long brush because I don't know if I can quite get that. Without making a major mess. No, sorry that you can't really see this that I'm doing because it's just not able to really bend his head in to where I can pull it out and show you. Not liking that. I'm going to try the head again, my friends. All right. We are making a mess. That's what we're doing. All right. I'm using like a little makeup brush right now to try to do this. Whew. My wrist is really on fire again. I don't have an MRI on it until November. And I just have to kind of deal with it. I'm trying to take a baby wipe here and look from the outside, see if I can clean it up easier that way. Stuck down there that I can't quite get. Plus he wants to flop all over the place. To the caterpillar, she said. It's cute, she said. Didn't say it was easy though, did I? Alright, I think, oops, move it more right there. Probably going to have to paint him, but once he's done and paint up these areas, but we did give it an effort, right? Alright. Like I said, these jars are little jars. Let me give you an idea of how little they are. So this is the little hippo that I made the other day. He's not overly big, okay? Or she. This is the hippo. That's the jar. Just to give you perspective. Probably diameter is about the size of a quarter. The depth of the jar itself is probably about 5 or 6 quarters, but it's only filled with maybe 2 quarters worth. So they're gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. But it's expensive. And then being shipped from the UK, that was ridiculous. So as much as I like them, I probably won't be rushing to order them or order anything from them anytime soon, just because that shipping especially is killer. I think it was like $20-some. All right. Okay, so I will get someone outside. Nope, it's on the inside. Will continue to work on this. See how we get along. What color I will try to get this head done with you. And then I'll put you on a fast forward. So what color do we want to do for that head? I think we're going to do the purple. No. Yes. We're going to do the purple magenta on this head. This in here. Or her head, whatever she turns out to be. I don't know. I have a very, very, very soft brush here because we'll make sure that we don't get any, you know, streaking or anything. Especially since it's pretty, isn't it? Especially since it's kind of hard to get to. So if you don't mind watching, I don't mind painting. So let's just see how we do. Ooh, that's a lot. We're going to need a lot. Kudos to the lady that, to the resin artist that did this piece. I'm going to have to go back and watch the video again, just see how much if she struggled as much as I have been. The reason I decided upon this brush is A, it's soft, and B, it's got a longer handle for it. Clean that up once I get there. Got a little piece of something there. I think it's this brush because I've had it a while and I've used it like crazy, and I think it's kind of chipping from the side. We don't want that in there. So let me get it out while I see it. All right, I am going to try to flip this head a little bit more. The rest of him won't be too hard. It's the head that's the problem. Just because. I'll try to push it in with my finger. You know what? What a great idea. My finger. I think that would be better. I think it'll be better than cheddar because I will know that I'm getting in there and I should be able to feel. Why didn't y'all tell me this? The other thing about this is a little does not go a long way, okay? Which makes it even more pricey. just have to do it like this or something because I can't really. And it's also like this silicone is just kind of not wanting to take this powder. I have a feeling this is going to splotchy just because, like I said, it doesn't seem to want to accept the powder. I went over that side several times, and I don't know if y'all can see that. Kind of, to me, kind of looks splotchy, like right in there. I went over that spot several times. Alright, that's what we're going to leave that at, because I don't want to just keep putting powder in there and powder on there and powder on there, because it's, like I said, it's not taking it. Oh well, it'll be fine. It's fine, all's fine, we'll be fine, no worries. So again, what I'm going to do is I am going to put you on a fast forward while I paint the rest of this little guy and bring you back. Again, I will be mixing the resin off camera, because if I did it now, by the time I get this finished painting, that resin would already start getting hot, and I don't want a, flash cure or anything like that, or stickiness, overly stickiness, because I've had that happen as well. So right now I'm just wiping over the area where I was flicking powder. So once I get that done, I will start painting the rest of that, and I will do that on a fast forward. So hold tight. mixed up. I'm just mixing up right now in this cup that already had the black in it. And I have a sticky mess. Oh, I have a very sticky mess. I need some paper towels. I need some paper towels to clean up this sticky mess. Okay, that's the extent of my singing. So sorry. But I don't know how I've done all this, but I have resin everywhere. When I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. I know I dropped the cup point AYZ, so I'm trying to keep that off. I got a stick here. I am going to add just a bit of the black eye candy paste to it. I will add a little bit of the Let's Resin Glow Powder, the green blue, or the blue green, which I had in the rest of the mix. I'm trying to keep it the same. And then we will mix it up and pour it in there before that gets too set, because it is setting very quickly. And like I said, I did not, and I'm not, oh sorry, my nose is itching, putting this through the debubbler just because of a time crunch. Oh, this stick is cracked. But when you will get it mixed up to where I feel like it should be, we will scrape off the stick and go with one that does not have it, just because I want to make sure that it is all mixed up properly, no streaking, no possible places for it to be, you know, not cure. This stick is going in the trash, like I said, because apparently it has a crack in it. Okay. Man, I have never made a mess such as this. I guess there's always a first time, right? Just letting that decant just a little bit before I go pouring it in. And then I have my extra resin, which I needed anyway, for these other molds. I got lint on my shirt, and of course my shirt's black, so it all shows up, but it'll be okay. Didn't need the 99%. I just, well, you know what? We will give that resin just a little spritzy spritz. All right, so let's go ahead and get this poured in. Take a little looky from the side. You can hold just a bit more. Okay. Now, I am going to grab a couple more paper towels because I need those. There, not there. Want to clean up my spatula because it's getting pretty sticky, and I did make quite the mess on it. I mean, I could let it cure up, you know, and then peel it off. Kind of like what I may do with the cups, because the cups are a mess. I may even just toss the cups because, yeah, we'll see. I will let them cure. I mean, normally I clean them up immediately, but right now they're super sticky, and it's getting late in the day, and I'm kind of tired. My back's kind of tired, so I may just let them cure and see if I can peel them off and clean them. But every time I order my silicone rubber and my epoxy resin, I get new cups, so if I have to lose some, then that's what we'll do. Just because, like I said, they're very messy right now, and I am getting tired. So, we'll see. All right, there goes the spatula. It is all cleaned up. And the caterpillar is looking pretty good. Now, I was saying earlier that I had a person or viewer, you know, do a support to my channel. It was awesome. I wanted to say her name was Miss Cheryl, but I'm not going to stick to that. I'm just going to double check it at the end of the video, and I will make the necessary correction at that time, just because she did a wonderful support, and she did not have to, but just like Miss Jeannie B did, you know, a few days ago, anything that I receive on my coffee shop, you know, as far as support, or any purchases actually, it all goes right back into buying me supplies that I need for the channel, like resin or silicone rubber, or maybe, you know, paper towels, baby wipes, that kind of stuff, because I use a lot of those kind of things. So, yeah. So, again, thank you. And I'm pretty sure I don't have your name right. So I'll correct at the end. But thank you again. That was tremendous. No one ever has to do anything. I do have new discount codes that you can use for Tea Expert, Rolio. I also have Diankapours, Litz Resin, you know, and I just split my glove again. I'm so bad about that. But anyway, I'm not going to keep, this is the other mold that I'm going to be pouring, as well as I have some bookmarks that I've been working on. I wanted to use those. I did add in some of the glow-in-the-dark leftover resin. So I want to do those because I hadn't done those yet. And yeah, so I will see you at the demo. Hello everyone, welcome back. It's time to demold the molds that we poured. Before I actually demold them, I am going to kind of wipe them down a little bit before, just so we get some of this excess done before we pour. Before we demold, so they're not on what we made. So I'm just taking a baby wipe here, just wiping off some of this powder that I'd gotten on the outside. And it's easier to do this while it's still in the mold and it's flat than try to do it, kind of after the fact. I learned that little trick from Linda at Linda's Resin Room. Thank you for that, Miss Linda. Okay. I'll do a more complete cleaning once we've finished, just in case I miss anything, which I'm sure I shall. Let me get some tape for these other ones. Just using a little bit of painter's tape here, it works really well to kind of get that little bit of extra off the sides of them, from your mold, so they don't fall in there. Now, if you notice, there is a little bit of resin here. I'm not going to clean that off or take it out because I want to do something else with that. Just haven't quite decided how I'm going to do it, so that's why I did not finish it. Now these bookmarks, which these are the first time I've made the bookmarks using this mold, they're still soft, which is kind of wild since these were done, last evening, so. But they are thinner, so, the thinner the item, the longer it takes for it to cure. Now, we will be able to demold them. They're just still a little bendy, if you will. Okay. And let's see, let's get this one done. This was our extra. It is a little fox. See how the mess I made? Might as well get it cleaned up now. Just pulling off the bigger pieces. See how that comes right off? Easy breezy. Made quite the mess on this one, didn't I? I don't know how this old fox will be as far as demolding it, because this is another mold that is the first time for me pouring it. So I guess we will find out together. Unless you've watched somebody that has done this mold. In that case, you're probably going to just sit back and watch me do this, which is fine. All right, There is that fatso. All right, let's get to the big one. Our caterpillar. And I tell you, this baby, it's heavy. And if you were watching me when I poured this one, you will know it took a lot of resin. It took like, I think it was like 14 and a half ounces. Which is one reason I was waiting to pour it, because I knew it was going to take a lot. I didn't realize it's quite that much, but got it done. Hope it turns out cute. Like I said, I've only seen one other person pour this mold, and she did it so cute. And I got the mold off of Amazon, like I said before. See how heavy that thing is? It's solid. You could use this as a door stopper, I guess, if you really wanted to. A little more tape for the top, or actually what's the bottom. I probably will still have a little trimming to do in him. All right, that's good enough for the moment. No need to watch, I'll keep watching then. All right, so we will start with the little stand. This I made for a friend of mine. And I already see I have a little overpour, which I'll be able to separate it once it's done. It is, like I said, it's thin. So it is a little soft still, a little bendy, but not to the point where you can't take it out. And for me to separate this, because I did not realize I'd overpoured it like that, will be great, because that way I can easily take snippers and just snip it apart. Let's see. Yep. I don't know what she's using this for, but she'd asked me if I'd make it, and I said, of course. I have different sizes of these. This is the smallest one I have. I'll probably take a fingernail file to it once it's completely hardened. And just file that little edge away. But the colors are gorgeous. I use the holographic chameleon flakes on these, not flakes, powder, from Temu, which of course will be in my description. Like I said before, they are small, they are small little jars. They are quite pricey, especially by the time you pay for the shipping from the UK. So keep that in mind. They're gorgeous, they're beautiful, but I use them sparingly. Okay, so again, this is our little stand. We'll set it over here out of our way. Excuse me. And these you just, not going to, yeah, see how bendy that thing is still? You just slide them into each other like that. And there's your stand. Now it's funny because when I was looking at this up close and things, it looked pink. Then when I set it down, I don't know if y'all can see that or not, it looks green, right? See how that changes? So I'm going to take these apart so they can firm up. I do have a little hole bubble right there. And I'll have to touch up that right there. Oops. I keep hitting the sides. So let's set them down before I do damage. Alright, the next one we're going to demold is our little dog tag. And if I remember correctly, this is a hieroglyphic. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Ooh. Got a couple of bubbles on, but that can be fixed. I will not top coat it like I did that lotus flower. I will leave it blank. Somebody would like to purchase it. I can add the name on there for you and with some vinyl. Or if you want a sticker or something on it, you can do that as well. But that turned out really pretty. Now, I don't know, let's see. I'm going to put on the glass. I did mix that in with some of the chameleon powder as well as some lit resin, blue-green with the leftover that I had from the caterpillar. And we'll see if it glows. It's changing. You can kind of see it did change. So it does have some glow effect in it. Okay. Next we will go for the bookmarks. Try not to dislodge that resin that's over here in this other one so I don't mess that up. Like I said, I've never made bookmarks before, so this will be new. And this does have some, you can see how bendy that is. Some of the glow in the dark on it as well. This is the front of it. It's got like little different hearts and things in it. Is that upside down? Yeah, so this is the top. Let's see if it glows. Oh, that's cool. That'd be cool if you happen to be reading at night. Well, we'll let that one go charge up. Go ahead and get these other two out because they also have the glow in the dark, the glow powder in there. Just smash them flat. So this is this one. We'll throw it over there in the light. And then we'll get the last one out. Thought that if I wanted to, once these were cured and things, I could mix up a little bit of UV resin if I decide I want to fill in any of the colors on the on it. So this is number 3. Let's throw it in there too while we're waiting on the those all 3 to charge up. And while we're waiting on that, or while we're doing that, get this mold out of my way, we will go ahead and do the frog. The frog. I'm so used to doing frogs. I have frogs in my brain. Let's see if we can get this done. This is the fox, not the frog. I think it might be fairly easy to demold. Now, I've said that. Watch me, I've jinxed myself. Whew. I did. I jinxed myself. Yeah, he's slowly but surely coming. Get our mold back into shape. I don't know what this little sucker looks like because I've never poured it. Alright. Yeah, he's cute. I'm going to have to trim the bottom. I'm quite pleased because I managed to not have any bubbles on him. Let me see. No, I think I have one, but it's actually going to work out in my favor because it looks like it was, I don't know, I can't really tell, like a little tag or something, but I can take like a round bead or something and put in there so it'd make like a little jewel. What do y'all think? I think he has some of the glow too. So here's this one. Here's the heart one. Whoops. There went the heart one. And this one. So that's him charged up. Let's set him over there for a second and see. But it was getting late last night, and I don't remember what I did to this poor little guy. Alright, it definitely does have some of the glow powder in it. I don't know if it's going to be as noticeable. It may be more like the little doggy bone or tag, whatever you call it. Yeah, he kind of does. All right. Let me see if I can get that off. Here he goes. So cute. Yeah, I've watched some other resin artists do the foxes, and they seem to have problems, and that's why I said what I said, in getting holes at the little tips, kind of like I think the axolotls and the other ones that have little tips like this, you know, you can get bubbles in them. So that's why I say I'm quite pleased that I did not. His little face is good. Everything's good. Just got to trim that a little bit. And if that was a bubble, I can't really tell if it was or wasn't. It's going to work in our favor. All right. Let's get the big baby out. Because when I say this thing is heavy, I may take it and put it on my scale just to find out how big this sucker is. I already know that I've got some trim to do. Now my thinking is if I can get out starting from the back, it'll make it easier to get his little boobly head off there. So let's see what we can do. Okay. Let's see, one thing that I am not pleased about. Let me get a little bit of alcohol to put in there. That's 99. I don't need 99. I just need a little. Just spraying some up in his head so I can break that suction loose. Because he does have a little big head. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to take a marker and paint up this baby as far as his spots that I was trying to do. I hope I can get his head done. Just that suction broke loose. May have to try to roll it. There we go. Ugh, maybe not. Whew, I knew he was gonna be a stinker. Whew. Not as bad as it could have been, but he wasn't easy. All right, y'all ready? Oh, man. I broke off his little tentacles up there in his... No? Yep. No? I guess it doesn't make it in there, which is very weird. So now I'm going to have to try to figure out how to clean that. That's disappointing. I'm going to have to make him some little feelers, I suppose. Whatever they are. Or cut them off and put a hat on him. And that way I won't have to worry about that, will I? Now, the thing that I was worried about was these areas that I was trying to do with the UV resin. So he would glow, his spots would glow. Didn't work so well. Got a big bubble in this one here. But that is not pretty at all. So I will have to fix that somehow. In fact, I'm going to have to remember I need to set him in the UV light because he did have some UV resin on those spots, and here I was just touching it all over with my hands just now, so hopefully it doesn't get me too bad. I already got a couple of spots, but that's okay. So let's go ahead, get him set in the light. If I do want to get those, I'll have to get those. I'll show you what what they were supposed to look like, charged, but I will know for next time. Maybe what I can do is mix up some UV resin again with this blue-green that I had used and put it on over those spots, and he'll still be glowing, and hopefully he'll be Budamus. I'll spray a little alcohol on my hands just in case. So what I'm going to do is I will put you on a fast forward to finish them up, whatever I'm going to do with them, and bring you back. All right, let me just kind of show you. I'm not going to keep you sitting here. But see how his little lights are supposed to glow? So, all right, my friends. I'm going to put you on a fast forward. I will bring you back once I'm done so we can look at them. And, so hold on. everybody, it's time to show you what I did with these. The bookmarks, I have not finished them yet as far as tassels or anything, just because I need to go get some more tassels. I do not have ones long enough for this, for the regular bookmark ones. So those, I really didn't do anything other than make sure there was no bubbles or anything. And they glow, so that was that on those. On the little dog tag that had, bubbles, what I did was I took some black, Lich Resin UV black resin and just went around the outer edge, kind of made like a border for it, so you really don't notice that. So that's what I did with that. Now for the little fox, I ended up putting, took black marker and outlined her tail brushes or whatever, her tail. And then I painted up her little face and eyes, and I'm not the best on doing eyes like that, but I think it turned out cute. Put a little bit of pink UV resin into her ears, and then also a pink rhinestone, and then I put a pink rhinestone on each one of the tips from her tail. I painted her little toenails pink, gave her, painted her necklace that she had on, her collar, whatever it may be. And then I took one of the little mini popsicle sticks that, has the sucker on it. And I just cut off the little stick part of it and glued it onto the bottom to make her little charm thing there. And I think she turned out really, really cute. Now for the big one. When I say this baby is heavy, I mean it's heavy. So I went in with some black UV resin, and I added some of the glow powder, those Lich Resin blue-green powder in it, just to make sure it did glow. Fixed her little dots, because it's, you saw before I did all this, she was kind of looking like a little mess. So she does glow, or her spots glow. Now, if you can see, I put her a rhinestone necklace on here. And I put a little charm there, a little bow that reflects, the colors like she does. Then I painted in her eyes and her mouth. I put eyelashes on her. Hope y'all can see them. And this cute little hat. And there we go. Is she not the cutest thing? I know it wasn't the best job, but you know what? I think she turned out super, super cute. So that's what we did. So that's going to conclude the video. I did check on the name of my most recent supporter. It is Cheryl. I was correct. And again, shout out to you for that support. I appreciate it so much. I will be purchasing some items that I need. I think I'm getting low on paper towels and baby wipes. So we'll be getting those. And I'll be putting pictures up of the final results. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you next one. Bye.